lawsuit could be dismissed as soon as today. Documents unsealed last week show President Obama knew about Flynn's phone call with the Russian ambassador Kislyak. The new op-ed, our next guest says the Obama White House and FBI collaborated to invent the Russian collusion narrative while the Justice Department stayed asleep at the switch. Did they even know what was happening? Columnist for the National Review and Fox News contributor Andy McCarthy joins us now. First off, do you think Loretta Lynch and Sally Yates were out of the loop intentionally, or were they really in the dark?
No, I think they dropped the ball, Brian. The Mary McCord, who was the head of the Justice Department's National Security Division, the 302, or the interview of her that's included in the Justice Department's submission last week, says that Andrew McCabe, who was the deputy director of the FBI, told her about the Flynn-Kislyak conversations 2 days before Yates had her meeting with Obama at the White House. So they just didn't communicate it to Yates effectively at the Justice Department. The FBI did a lot wrong here, but I don't think they held out on Yates. I just think they didn't run the DOJ very well at that point.
They just brought the case. President Obama got it. We knew that the Russians had done something with their election. It's after the election. It looks like President Trump wins, right? So President Obama knows that every time Kislyak makes a call, we're taping it. And Kislyak knows that. We all know that. But Kislyak is talking to Flynn. Flynn knows it. So Flynn gets unmasked, and that gets into the public mainstream through the Washington Post, Dave Ignatius. Correct? Anything wrong so far?
Nothing wrong. They didn't. This is the thing, Brian, and this is what drives you crazy about, President Obama pontificating about the rule of law. One of the last official acts that Obama did was to pardon an FALN terrorist, to spring him from federal prison. So in Obama's world, it's okay to obstruct the Fast and Furious investigation in which an American agent died because of the way the Justice Department and its agencies ran that investigation. It's okay to obstruct the IRS abuse of Americans who were trying to marshal themselves together for purposes of the election in 2012 against Obama. And you spring a convicted terrorist, but you have to press ahead with the case against a decorated American combat veteran against whom they don't have a case.
Right. Andy, let me roll in what President Obama said Friday on his alumni call that leaked to Yahoo. Listen.
That's the kind of stuff where you begin to get worried that basic, not just institutional norms, but our basic understanding of rule of law is a risk.
Not no more, because you ain't in there.
Is it, Andy?
Yeah, really? You start with the Attorney General under Obama being held in contempt for misleading Congress and obstructing the investigation in Fast and Furious, and you end by springing an FALN terrorist from prison. And the problem with the rule of law is Mike Flynn?
I hear you. You want to point out something else in front of the judge. There is no case against Mike Flynn. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's the best reason. We're having this big debate about materiality because that's the main thing the Justice Department went with. They said because there's no legitimate underlying investigation, nothing he said, whether it was false or not, could have been material. That's fine as far as it goes. The best reason to drop a case is that the government can't prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, which is always the government's burden. In this case, the only evidence against Flynn, that is the evidence of what he said in the interview, is the testimony of Peter Strzok and Joe Pientka, who are two FBI agents who in general have immense credibility problems. And in this particular case, the proof that would have come out is that the FBI played games with the 302, which is the interview memorandum that is supposed to have summarized what Flynn said in the interview. So Flynn's comments are equivocal. The two witnesses who would be testifying about them are incredible, and those witnesses thought Flynn told them the truth. You can't prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt if that's your case. And if you don't have a case, you have an ethical responsibility as a prosecutor to drop it, which is what the Justice Department did last week.
And it's also unequivocal. There's a few better people to talk to in the country about this case than you.